Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a literary masterpiece from the legendary Chinua Achebe, Arrow of God. If you've ever wondered about the intricate dance between tradition and change, this book is an absolute must-read and I'm here to break it down for you. Arrow of God is set in the 1920s in colonial Nigeria, in a confederation of Igbo villages called Umuaro. The story centers on Ezeolu, the chief priest of the deity Ulu, who was created by the villages to protect them. Ezeolu is a powerful and respected figure, but he's also proud, stubborn, and caught in a web of immense pressure. On one side, he faces rivalries within his own community, particularly from a man named Nwaka, who champions a different deity. On the other side, he has to deal with the encroaching British colonial administration, led by Captain Winterbottom. The central conflict ignites when the British try to install a warrant chief to rule over Umuaro, a concept completely foreign to the Igbo way of life. They offer this position to Ezeolu, thinking his authority will make their rule easier. However, Ezeolu refuses. He believes his power comes from Ulu, not from a white man's warrant. While this seems like an act of resistance, his own people misinterpret it. They grow suspicious, wondering if he's secretly plotting with the colonists. To prove his loyalty to his traditions, Ezeolu sends his son Oduche to the Christian mission school. His logic? To learn the white man's wisdom and be his eyes and ears. But this backfires spectacularly. Oduche becomes a zealous convert and, in an act of religious fervor, imprisons a sacred royal python in a box, a major taboo that deeply offends the community and further isolates Ezeolu. The tension reaches its boiling point with the new Yam Festival. This festival is crucial. It marks the harvest season, and Ezeolu is the one who must announce its date after consuming one sacred yam for each new moon. But here's the twist. While Ezeolu was away, briefly imprisoned by the British for his earlier refusal to be chief, he was unable to eat 2 of the yams. Upon his return, he insists he must finish all the remaining yams before he can announce the new harvest, delaying the festival. The people of Umuaro are desperate. Their yams are rotting in the fields and they face starvation. They beg Ezeolu to relent, but he refuses, believing he is the arrow in the bow of his god, merely carrying out Ulu's will to punish the people for their disrespect. In their desperation, the villagers turn to the Christian church, which offers a solution. They can harvest their crops if they make a sacrifice to the Christian God. This marks a massive cultural and spiritual shift. A whole community, pushed by hunger and their priest's inflexibility, abandons their deity. In the end, Ezeolu is left broken and alone. His power is gone, his family is struck by tragedy, and his god, Ulu, is rendered powerless. He is left to wonder if his suffering was the will of the god, or a consequence of his own pride. So what are the key lessons here? First, Arrow of God is a powerful critique of colonialism, showing how a lack of understanding and respect for local customs can lead to chaos. The British weren't just ruling, they were disrupting an entire social and spiritual ecosystem. Second, the novel explores the tragedy of a man caught between 2 worlds. Ezeolu is a fascinating character. He tried to navigate the changing times, but his pride and rigidity became his downfall. It raises the question, can a leader be both a staunch traditionalist and a forward thinker? Finally, the book beautifully illustrates the fragility of belief systems. When traditions no longer serve the immediate needs of the people, in this case the need to eat, they can be abandoned surprisingly quickly. It's a profound commentary on how faith and practicality often collide. In conclusion, Arrow of God is a complex and heart-wrenching story about power, faith, and the devastating impact of cultural collision. It doesn't offer easy answers, but instead forces us to think about the nature of leadership and the difficult process of change. Achebe masterfully shows how a great man, and indeed a whole culture, can be brought to its knees not just by an outside force, but by its own internal conflicts and a crisis of faith. If you enjoyed this summary, please hit that like button, subscribe for more literary deep dives, and let me know in the comments what you think of Ezeolu's fateful decision. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.